Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. The NFL offseason is always a whirlwind, and for the Atlanta Falcons, this particular period has been no different. As the team prepares for the upcoming season, they've been busy making moves, especially on the defensive side of the ball, which has always been a focus for head coach Arthur Smith and general manager Terry Fontenot. And this latest development is sparking quite a bit of buzz among Falcons fans. Just one day after rumors started swirling about the Falcons bringing in a former Tampa Bay Buccaneers safety, Jordan Whitehead, for a workout, the team decided to switch gears and sign a different safety altogether. That's right, on Thursday morning, the Falcons announced they've signed safety Henry Black, a move that's already got fans talking and speculating about what's next for the secondary. This signing is particularly intriguing because it signals the team's ongoing effort to bolster that defensive backfield, which has seen some shifts in recent months. To open up a roster spot, the Falcons also made a corresponding move, releasing wide receiver Mackay Polk. That's quite a strategic decision, because it shows that the team is focused on adding a player with specific defensive qualities, especially someone who can contribute on special teams and provide depth at safety. Henry Black, who's 28 years old, isn't a newcomer to the NFL scene. He's actually been around the league for a few years now, initially entering as an undrafted free agent with the Green Bay Packers back in 2020. Over his NFL career, Black has played in 21 games for the Packers, recording 47 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. While he's primarily been a special teams contributor, he's shown flashes of potential as a safety. His experience is valuable because he's been in different environments and has had to adapt quickly, which is exactly what the Falcons need as they continue to shape their roster ahead of the season. Black's versatility and special teams prowess could make him a key rotational piece, especially as the team looks to develop their young safeties like Xavier Watts, who was drafted from Notre Dame in the 3rd round, and DeMarco Helms, who has been making noise during off-season practices. What's really interesting about this move is the context of how the Falcons are approaching the safety position this offseason. They've invested significant resources here, signing Jordan Fuller as a free agent, drafting Xavier Watts, and expecting DeMarco Helms to step up. This shows a clear strategy. They want a versatile, competitive safety group that can handle the passing game, support the run, and excel on special teams. And with Black now in the fold, the competition for roster spots is heating up. It's not just about having a solid safety, but also about creating depth and competition, which is crucial in a league where injuries and unexpected setbacks happen all the time. Now, let's talk a little about Black's background and what he brings to the table. Before his NFL days, Black was a standout at Baylor University, where he accumulated 62 tackles and an interception as a senior. His college career was marked by his physicality and instincts, traits that have carried over into his professional career. Notably, he played in the Sugar Bowl against Georgia, logging 4 tackles in that game, which was a highlight for him and a showcase of his ability to perform on big stages. That game took place during a season when Baylor finished with an impressive 11-3 record under coach Matt Rule, and Black was a key part of that defensive unit. Since entering the NFL, Black's journey has been a bit of a roller coaster. He's bounced around several teams, including the Giants, Colts, and Steelers, but he's always remained a player with solid special teams value. Earlier this spring, he even played 10 games for the San Antonio Brahmas in the United Football League, where he registered 21 tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. That experience, combined with his NFL stints, makes him a well-rounded player who can bring leadership and grit to the Falcons' secondary. Now, for the Falcons, this isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about adding a player who can contribute immediately, especially on special teams, which is often an underrated but vital phase of the game. Special teams can swing momentum, create turnovers, and set up scoring opportunities, and having a dependable player like Black can be a difference maker in those moments. Plus, the Falcons are gearing up for the preseason opener next Friday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so every addition, every competition, every practice rep counts now more than ever. It's a time for players to prove their worth, and Black's versatility and experience give him a real shot at earning a spot in the final roster. Now, shifting gears a little, it's worth mentioning how the Falcons' overall strategy this offseason reflects a team that's aiming high. They've poured resources into strengthening their defense, especially in the secondary. Signing Jordan Fuller, drafting Xavier Watts, and now adding Henry Black. All these moves are part of a broader plan to create a resilient, adaptable, and aggressive defensive unit. The coaching staff is clearly emphasizing versatility and competition, knowing that the NFL is a league where depth often makes the difference between a good season and a great one. And with players like DeMarco Hellams returning and making noise, the secondary is shaping up to be one of the more intriguing position groups on the team. This move also shows how the Falcons are smartly managing their roster and cap space, bringing in players who can step in and contribute without breaking the bank. It's about finding those hidden gems, guys who may not have been drafted in the early rounds, but who possess the grit and intelligence to succeed at this level. Black, with his experience and special teams ability, fits that mold perfectly. And it's clear that the team is building not just for this season, but for sustained success, which has been the goal under Terry Fontenot's leadership. Looking ahead, fans can expect these battles to intensify as preseason unfolds. The Falcons will be testing their depth at safety, evaluating how well Black meshes with the existing group, and seeing who emerges as the primary contributors on special teams. It's an exciting time because every practice, every game, is a chance for these players to make a statement. The Falcons have a talented core, especially on offense with Desmond Ridder leading the charge, and now they're bolstering the defense with this strategic signing. It's a clear message that they're serious about competing at a high level and pushing for their first playoff appearance in a while. And of course, fans should keep a close eye on how these defensive additions develop. The secondary often is the backbone of a championship-caliber team, and with the right mix of talent, experience, and hunger, the Falcons could be a serious dark horse in the NFC this year. The division is competitive, no doubt about it, but if these moves pay off, especially with Black's addition, Atlanta could surprise a lot of people. It's all about building that chemistry, developing young talent, and making smart moves like this one to maximize their chances. So, as we wait for the preseason to kick off, it's worth reflecting on how these off-season moves set the tone for the season ahead. The Falcons are clearly investing in their future, and every signing, every roster change, is part of a bigger picture. They're aiming for stability, versatility, and a relentless desire to improve. This signing of Henry Black might seem small in the grand scheme, but it's a piece of that larger puzzle. And knowing how much the Falcons have been investing in the safety position, it's safe to say they're not just filling spots. They're building a defense that can compete with the best. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you think Henry Black can be a key piece for the Falcons this season? How do you see him fitting into the overall defensive scheme? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. This is a team that's always evolving, always fighting, and every single one of you plays a part in that journey. Remember, I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the season holds for this talented team. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Falcons.